Hey, what's going on everybody? Gundam Flexing here, and today I'm going to review the just completed RGM-79Q GM Quel. And right next to this model, right here, is the MK2. They're very similar, and I'm just going to do a quick brief comparison later on. But, as tradition, we're going to go over the extra pieces and decals and stickers. So we're going to first start off with the PC runner. Here we have the, you can see we both use, we both have the G pieces left over. We have an additional I, additional L, and a pair of N. Now when it comes down to the ends, you actually got 4 of them and you only use 2. So you do wind up with quite an extra bit of PC pieces for a high grade. And most of the times, as you've seen in my other videos, I actually keep the beam sabers in its runner and I keep the holster either in its backpack or on the side of the legs, but in this case it's in the backpack, simply because I don't think I'll ever use it for posing or anything like that. I prefer most likely ranged weapons. What's interesting and cool about this one is that, as you see here, there's only 1 beam holster, but they give you 2 beams, so you get an extra beam. Nice. Let's look at the decal sheet real quick. There's the decal sheet. Trying to get a good lighting on this. You're given an option choice between the number 1 all the way to number 6, and I use the number 1 and it's going to be on its left shoulder. Now you could probably put it somewhere else, the different numbers, but I chose to at least leave it in its place. You also get 2 test team. Try to get a good lighting on that. Right there. 2 test team on the left side where my thumb's at. You get 2 test team decals, and then you also get 2 Titan decals. You also additionally get 2 testing decals that are just much bigger than the ones on the far left, and you finally get a bigger Titan decal right here. You do use just a few of the decals according to pamphlet instructions, but these are all nice additions. What's interesting about this kit are there's some pieces that I don't know what the purpose is for. They're just extra. So here we have an extra mid-waist piece, which is understandable. Here's the extra part of the piece that goes into the back of the shield, which allows you to connect it to its arm. But here, where it gets a little peculiar, these 3 pieces. So what I traditionally see in most kits, especially with regards to this piece, is it goes in the waist and it allows a little bit flexibility, maneuverability of the hip joints. Allows the hips to move a little bit forward, a little bit back, especially with the thighs. But I don't know what these 2 pieces here are meant to be. I first thought that maybe they're covers, but per the pamphlet, they're just extra. I also left the trigger finger here. This looks like it is the left trigger hand. Looks like this left trigger hand. I left that in its place because I want to use the right trigger hand on the model. And then finally, on the other runner, you get these 2 pieces and these 2 vent pieces. Now these 2 vent pieces, looking at its back, they don't go into the chest. I don't believe they go into the chest, and they don't go anywhere else. I originally thought that maybe these 2 vents would actually go on the back of the legs, like underneath the calves, but they're just extras. And these 2 pieces here, the yellow pieces, I have no idea what they're meant for whatsoever. So if any of you all have any idea or clue, I appreciate the insight, but I left it in its runner, and we also have an extra collar piece right here. Now, according to the instructions, I've already built an extra hand, and you get this grip hand right here, so you can tell he's gripping it at a certain angle, and this is for the beam saber. That's it. It comes in just 3 parts. You got the hands, or the palm, the fingers, and then the back part. And that's it. So, looking into the kit itself, there are a few things that I didn't really like about it, or wasn't really expecting it. Let's start with the head. The head, it comes in several places. So we have the orange visor, the single visor, which is great because it is not stickers. So it's actually a clear, transparent visor, just like almost like the exam system. You have an extra piece here on the center of the head, and this piece would usually, traditionally on most kits, would be the front part that would fit on the double horns, but this one doesn't have any double horns. It also has 2 places for stickers. You have the front part, center on top, and then you also have the back right here, which is green. And of course you also have an antenna, which is a separate piece as well. The head is pretty maneuverable, can twist all the way around, not bad. Now let's look at his chest. What I didn't like was that these two pieces are actually they're stickers, right? The vents, I thought they were actually pieces itself, and I think they should be, but they're actually vents. And what's a little annoying is that you get the green pieces, you got the green stickers for the helmet, right? You got the front part of the helmet here, and then you have the back part of the helmet right there. But unlike the MK2 here, where we have, I want to talk about this part right here where you see the green. This is actually a Gundam marker. It just annoyed me to no end, so I just used the Gundam marker and placed it down and put the green down in there. But here, for the MK, you can tell that they're definitely stickers, so for whatever reason, this one didn't come with the stickers on the little lighting here. You got the two vents here, which is very similar like the MK2, two vents, except this one on the left is just pointed downwards. The chest is several pieces. You have the waist, and then you have the center red, and thank God that's not a sticker. The waist, unlike the Easy 8, doesn't allow you to let him to lean to the left, lean to the right. Rather, it's just mostly what the other high grades are, and it's just a single piece that sticks out and you just connect the top to it to the skirt. When we look at the arms, let's look at the shield arm, the left arm. There's the decal where the number 1 is at. You could put one on the back, but again, you're only given one set of numbers from 1 to 6, so it'll be odd if you put like a different number that doesn't match the front. Here it is though. The arms is very maneuverable. It's on a single ball joint, not bad. Twist it all the way around. You could raise it pretty high, and you could also connect it, the shield, to either arm, but I connected it to this arm, and he has an open hand here. Looking at the shield, it pops in just like the other shields would, like for the MK2. Here it is, fits into the back of the arm via here, or it could fit to the side, and that's how you connect it. So just like the MK2, you have pretty much a single piece, and the holster would just slide right on in there from the top, or excuse me, from the bottom to the top, and you connect it to the arm. He has good flexibility. Here it is. And even the shoulder armor here is movable, definitely movable. Here it is. No issues there. And with the right arm, you have the Titan logo on the right arm, and I mean, you could put the Titan test group anywhere you want. It didn't really indicate on the instructions, so I decided to keep it simple. What's interesting is that this rifle, this G36, it looks like a G36, is so large, it's so elongated that you can't really place it on top of his hand as such, so it has to go inside, like underneath his armpit, so he'd be able to shoot like almost as he's shooting from the hip. But if you wanted to extend it, you'd have to sort of extend it a little awkward. It's going to have to slide to the inside as such, like this. So I thought it was a little bit weird, because when I was trying to place and pose him, I didn't know what to do because the magazine clip is at the bottom, right? So you can't really place it and just rest it on top of his arm. But I mean, it's a cool gun regardless. Yeah, there we go. His trigger hand, and the gun really is in 3 pieces. You got the left piece, and then you got the right piece, the main body of the pieces, and then you got the muzzle. Unfortunately, the clip is not a piece in of itself though. Put this bad boy in, right here. Again, it has to, the end has to fit between his armpits. So you have to angle this at a little bit pace. Angle it. Yeah, there it goes. But again, there's no flexibility issues or maneuverability issues with this kit. Boom. Looking at his waist, what I didn't like, but I know that I've done this in the past with the previous high grade kits, is this V sticker here is I just couldn't put it on correctly. So what we'll have to do is we'll have to take it out, use a lot of Scotch tape, and use my Gundam markers to paint that manually, because the sticker just is a little bit crooked and a little bit uneven. I mean, worst comes to worst, I can just take the sticker out and just not use it. The skirt itself can move front pretty good, and it can move to side by side, no issues there. You get 2 additional armor plating here, just like the RX-78. And looking at the back, it sort of mimics the same, and the back skirt does not move, so it's immobile. Looking at the legs are very simple. You just got pretty much the left piece, right piece, the front, in the front piece right here. You have 2 stickers on the bottom of the feet, both green stickers. Now the placement for these green stickers are actually much larger than the stickers itself here, so you're going to have to like eyeball it and try to make it center. As regards to the skirt, the skirt of the legs at the bottom, it's only 2 pieces. You get the left piece and then you get the right piece, and it fits around the massive ankles here. So what's a bum about it is that this is a single color, right? It's all blue all the way around. But according to the pamphlet, the completed model actually has gray ankles at the side. But it's all good. It's not like a deal breaker or anything like that. And the feet itself is a single piece, so you can't really move the heel up or the toes up. Rather, the feet is a single movement as such. We look at the backpack. Backpack is very simple. On top you have the beam saber holster, the beam saber holder, and it's only one. Again, you're only given one beam saber holder, so the other beam saber, the beam itself is just extra, and it would fit on top of his backpack as such. Sort of like the MK2, except he has 2 beam sabers. And you just pop it back in, no issues. No issues. There it is. And you get 2 stickers. You get the Titan strip right here, like a racing stripe almost. And then you have another Titan with its serial number at the back. And finally, you have 2 thrusters on the backpack as such. So in terms of posing, I'm sure this thing could give you pretty good variation of poses. I like how he could just put his weapon at the ready. His waist, there is no issues with the movability because there's nothing that obstructs his movement. Very simple kit. I like the dark menacing blue. Again, I would rather prefer this. It comes with a sticker on the little lighting here, and that the 2 vents on top of his chest are actual vent pieces, but nothing much you can do there. If you have Gundam markers, go ahead and use them. Highly recommend it. Definitely have to fix this V right in the center. But, boom, look how easy that guy could just pose. That's all I have for this kit. It took roughly around the same average time as the other high-grade kits, about 3 hours, especially if you spend a lot of time sanding and removing nub marks. Careful with that hobby knife. But that's all I have, so if you have any questions or comments, just post it down in the section below and I'll get right to them. Other than that, thank you for watching and keep your eyes out for the next unboxing video. Peace out, guys.